Hey everybody, welcome to week number 2 of ESL's King of the Hill, coming to you live from the Burbank studios here in California. I'm James Chen.
What's up? I'm Ultra David. That's right, it's California.
That's right.
Important part of this story. We're in
Very
Southern
true.
California. This is the King of the Hill between people from Southern California and people from Northern California.
That's right. And if you guys just tuned in this week, missed last week, for example, we started off with 4 players, 2 from NorCal, 2 from SoCal, played against each other, came up with 1 King of the Hill. But you know,
ended up being Chris Tatarian.
That's right. And to me, I talked about this a lot last week. One of the most important things about this is this rivalry that's going on between SoCal and NorCal. Storied rivalry. Been going on for a better part of like 25 years, basically. And, you know, and really, in my opinion, one of the reasons why NorCal and SoCal have been such strong areas of players, because, you know, I feel like having that rivalry with another area pushes you. It makes you help your local team, you know, your team and such. So it's just, I feel like it's such an important part of California Street Fighter history.
It is, and therefore, if I am to toot our own horn, a significant part of North American fighting game history and world fighting game history, because many of the best players in North America and some of the best in fighting game history across the world have come from one of these 2 different regions.
Yep.
And so now I'm very interested to see, you know, how this goes over the few weeks that we have left this week, as well as the following 2, to see, you know, who of the players who is invited will end up being that sort of representative these days of the top-level California Street Fighter player. Will it be somebody from SoCal, or will it be somebody from NoCal?
That's right. And, you know, it's just like we've had so many NorCal regionals, SoCal regionals, constantly having these NorCal versus SoCal tournaments. And, you know, there have been some epic moments in history. Like, for example, Southern California regionals, I think it was 2 years ago, the epic Snake Eyes reverse OCV. That was like one of the craziest moments of that year.
Yes.
Even all the way back to the original gathering of the North American players, and even some from Kuwait as well.
That's true.
Battle by the Bay, B3.
Right.
And that is when it came down to the grand finals of Alex Vi versus John Choi in probably, in my opinion, one of the most epic matches that I've ever seen, because it involved, back then, without the internet, it was easy to save tactics. And Alex Vi is now famous for the Vi CC, Vi custom combo in Alpha 2.
Right.
Pulled that out of nowhere.
Very important bit of tech. It's very tough to deal with. And John Choi met it for the first time, and a game later was using it himself.
Yep.
Yeah, that still is probably one of the most famous matches in fighting game history, certainly in North America.
Exactly. So again, this rivalry between NorCal and Southern California, it's just been so important. And, you know, sometimes people have asked me, like, how do I help grow my local scene? And, you know, one of the suggestions I say is, like, find another local scene, get a rivalry between them, you know. Example, like Texas.
It could help.
Texas is a big state, right? And they used to be one of the hubs of fighting games in the FGC. A little bit like during the, you know, Dark Ages, I don't want to call them the Dark Ages, but pre-Street Fighter 4, it's kind of when, like, a lot of the scenes kind of died down a little bit.
Yeah, not many new games are coming out, not many new players.
And, you know, Texas was one of the areas that I felt like kind of got hit by that a little bit.
Okay.
And, you know, a lot of people have asked me, like, what can we do? And I was like, dude, you should just, like, build, like, a San Antonio versus Austin versus Houston versus Dallas league or something like that. I think that would be sick.
It would be cool. It would be cool. But we kind of have that here with the ESL King of the Hill. That's something we do have between SoCal and NoCal.
That's right.
So, want to talk about the format?
All right.
See what we have going on. If you recall, last week is the one we started. This is an invitational event. We started out with 4 people yesterday, 2 from NoCal, 2 from SoCal. They faced off internally, and then 1 representative of each region faced off against each other in the grand finals.
That's right. So last week it was LPN and Julio Fuentes. LPN won that. And then it was also Commander Jesse versus Chris Tatarian. Chris took that.
Yes, and then Chris Tatarian ended up beating LPN to become the King of the Hill. So he is returning this week to defend that title.
That's right. And
you know, it's a very standard sort of rules, other than the fact that it's a 1st to 10 series. The players will play 1st to 10. Whoever takes that will move on to the next round. Other than that, of course, all the characters are allowed. Beach and training stages are banned. Again, quite common in tournament play. And also standard in tournament play is that the loser has the ability to switch character. You're not obligated to stay with the same character if you're the loser. However, if you're the winner, you do have to stick with the same character.
Yep.
So all pretty standard things.
Yep. And of course, again, as we mentioned, we're going to bring in new players every week. One from SoCal, one from NorCal. They're going to be playing against each other, and they will be going up against Christitarian. And you can see right there, no longer the non-faded faces, I should say.
Wow.
We
Faded
have
out.
XsK Samurai on the NorCal side. Actually, more from Central California. He's from the Fresno area, but he actually travels a lot to Northern California to practice. Has practiced with F-Champ and such at the FGTV house a lot.
You're right. And on top of that, for NoCal, that area is primarily defined in opposition to SoCal, which is itself a defined location. Whereas NoCal is just the rest. It's the other parts. That's all. So if it's CentCal or Super NorCal or the Bay or whatever, it's all, you know, if you're not SoCal, that's the important part.
Yes.
And so this week we have XsK Samurai representing for that.
And then,
from
of course,
Southern California.
We have Mr. Iansanity. He is a player who's been playing for a very long time, and he has always been a strong player. Has never quite gotten to that point, I felt like, where he was one of the best until just recently. It is he is definitely becoming a strong contender at Wednesday Night Fights, the local here, the weekly local that is put on by Level Up every Wednesday night. And I mean, a lot of people are going to say, obviously, because, you know, Chun-Li is a strong character. But the thing about it is he's a Chun-Li loyalist. He's been playing Chun-Li pretty much his whole entire career that I've known. So, you know, he's definitely going to stick with that character.
He should.
Yeah.
So this is the bracket for today. So last week we wanted to guarantee that the grand finals would be between somebody from SoCal and somebody from NoCal. This time, though, and for the rest, that person who's the king of the hill will be in grand finals for sure. This time it's from SoCal, Christitarian. The other person who he'll be fighting is going to be between Iansanity and XsK Samurai. It could be the case that XsK Samurai will win, and then we will have a SoCal versus NoCal champion to be decided. Could also be the case, however, that Iansanity versus Christitarian happens, in which case it will be a SoCal mirror match.
That's right. And of course,
this is about King of the Hill, not just, you know, the region. The regionality of this is extremely important. And I think for XsK Samurai, I think an extra reason why he wants to win this is because you don't want the grand finals of this NorCal versus SoCal event to be SoCal versus SoCal, which is a distinct possibility. Yeah. So he's going to be really trying to fight against that.
Yeah, well, one thing I will say about XsK Samurai, though, is that he's, as we mentioned, Iansanity's been playing for a while. So is XsK Samurai. And in fact, he's had really strong success. In fact, one of the first standout times he came out was he went to a tournament. This was early on in Street Fighter 4, and he beat Mike Ross. And you know, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Mike Ross, you know, what's the big deal on that? No, I mean, look, Mike Ross, obviously 4th place at EVO. He was a very strong competitor.
There was a brief window in that man's life where he was relevant in the tournament scene, and this was part of it when Mikey beat him.
And you know, he's been good at every game. He excelled at Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as well, and just recently took 2nd place at the Fall Classic, getting to travel a lot more. He is a very, very strong player. So it's actually, for me personally, I'm like super excited to have him here to be able to represent. You know, I mean, he could have been SoCal, maybe.
Again, it's SoCal
and every
the rest, etc.
We should just call them SoCal versus other Cal.
Wow, etc. Cal.
Etc. Cal. There you go.
And Cal.
Because you know the interesting thing is, like, even San Diego tries to separate themselves from SoCal.
They do sometimes, although sometimes it's the rest of SoCal that wants to be as jerky as possible, and we section ourselves off.
Yeah.
XsK Samurai is an extremely strong Ryu player, as you were talking about. The thing that I am, you know, most impressed by in his game is that I feel that he has control over the Fireball, Dragon Punch game in a way that very few people do. It might seem like it's an easy thing to do to throw a fireball, but in fact, one of the toughest things to do in a Street Fighter game is to competently throw your projectiles. Know when to control and where is safe, where to take the risk in throwing it, because it's quite risky, and the payoff for it is often not that high. So it's not an easy thing to do, and yet I feel like he is one of just a small handful of people who has managed to do it.
Wasn't he one of the only people who stuck with Ryu after all the Ryu players went to Evil Ryu?
He ended up going to Evil.
He did? Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
That was Street Fighter 4. But even, in Marvel 3, extremely strong player. He was doing it with Magneto, a character that, again, is this kind of all-around sort of character in the same way that Ryu is. He's more kind of the Ryu of that game. So he is so good at playing characters both defensively and offensively and switching between them, and he picks Ryu, a character that's really good at doing both of those things, switching well.
It's a character that a lot of people think is actually suited to fight Chun-Li in this game. Can do really well. He can parry air legs and such. But let's see how this is going to go out. Our players are at the couch right now. They're ready to play. They're ready to do this first to 10.
Yep, that's right. Please make sure that you follow ESL. There you go. Twitter.com/ESLSF. And, of course, subscribe to the thing you're watching right now, which is twitch.tv/ESL. But also pay attention to twitch.tv/ESL_SFV.
Yes, that is correct.
Or SFV, excuse me. Yeah.
Of course, and the two of us, as well as Sajam and Tasty Steve, we put on a lot of shows. We stream a lot, and on Tuesdays in particular, in fact, later on today, we do something called the Tuesday Show or the Ultra Chen TV Show, however you want to call it. It's never left Tuesday Show, but we talk about all fighting game information, results, upcoming patches, our opinion on even like FGC goings on and such.
Yeah, what's the drama and what's the news and what's the strategy?
Get all your FGC information condensed in one location. That's every Tuesday night. Yes.
Tonight indeed. And also check out Controller Chaos. The winner of each of these weeks will get a trophy in the form of a Controller Chaos customized Mad Catz TE2 stick, which has been customized with ESL motif. So that's super sick.
Yeah, but, I mean they're getting $500 already, but this is cool. Like this is like really a trophy. Cool. This is like something that you can keep and be like, look, I won this.
Yeah. And if you'd like to win one, you also can do that. People watching at home, if you follow these two things, ESL SF and Controller Chaos, you have a chance to win that custom fight stick. They're going to be tweeting a picture of that stick. So you can take a look at that thing. It's something you're going to want.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So as we mentioned, our players are going to be Iansanity from Southern California going up against XsK Samurai from Central California representing Northern California. It is definitely going to be Ryu versus Chun-Li. I really have any doubts that we're even going to see either of them changing characters at all.
Yeah, I would be really surprised, right? Yeah, you mentioned second place at the Fall Classic. I'm always happy to see XsK Samurai travel. Extremely strong, competent player. And yeah, the matchup is an interesting one to talk about too. Ryu does, you're right, have more to say in this matchup against Chun-Li than many other characters do.
Yeah, and of course Iansanity from Southern California. We definitely saw him a lot at Super Arcade when Wednesday Night Fights was held there for many, many years, and still continue to do strong even at the Esports Arena, the new venue. And yep, it is definitely going to be Ryu. Well, it's going to be Chun-Li versus Bishaman?
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, kind of.
No, it is going to be Ryu, decked out in his samurai costume.
Looks like it's had a lot of use, too. Not wearing this thing for the first time.
A lot of people said that the Halloween costumes should have been Darkstalkers characters.
Oh,
I think that would have been sick.
But this is definitely reminiscent of Bishaman. So,
yeah.
Like I mentioned, the Fireball game is really something impressive to watch when it comes to XsK Samurai. Keep in mind as well, this is a first to 10. First to 10s often have in their first couple of rounds, first couple of games, a lot of testing going on between the players. So you're going to see things, or you might see things anyway, that you might not see later on, but the players want to either establish or test now and see if it works, and then give it up. So we've already seen 2 Dragon Punches out of XsK Samurai on the right there.
In the midst of poke strings, yeah. So that's going to be very important for Iansanity to keep track of. And also very important for XsK Samurai. Wow, we've already seen a couple of parries.
Yes.
So it seems like he's going to test himself out, see how well he can implement the parries into his game. It's the reason why a lot of people have Ryu in their top 2, top 3 of the tier list, because they feel like the parry is eventually going to become a really powerful option select tool.
He also just has really good mid-range control. He has good damage up close. He has good defense. There's a perfect example. Look at his conversion, too. Typically, that is such a low-risk idea.
And right there, you saw that parry come out there. That is the result of something that we saw from Tokido at ESL's Brooklyn Beatdown. He would do a couple of meaty buttons, and then all of a sudden you'd see a parry come out. And some people actually took to training mode to figure out what he was doing, and they figured out a really cool option select to counter wake-up buttons from opponents using that tech. And I think XsK Samurai trying to implement it himself.
Yeah, he's always been good about the tech side of things. That's been one of his strengths, I feel. Right now, he's really... Oh, missed. He's really playing defensively, letting Iansanity approach. I wonder if that's an idea he has right now, or if that's going to be a long-term thing here. We've seen different Ryu players play very differently. Some will play extremely defensively. We've seen that from Daigo. Some will play kind of in middle of the ground, and some will play extremely offensively. He's a character that has a lot of different tools.
Yeah, it's really cool because you mentioned that he's really good on the tech side of things. You know, I usually classify players as, emotion players or scientists, which is brain versus heart, basically, right? In the core A gaming language, I should say. XsK Samurai, to me, is a really interesting player because I feel like he has such a good blend between the two. He plays a very old-school, fundamental emotion kind of game, but he has all the scientific, technical stuff, which is what makes him such a strong player.
Agreed, agreed. Right now, though, I love this pressure from Iansanity. The last round and this round, he's managed to move forward quite a bit and corner. Chun-Li also has enough options that she can be played defensively, mid-range control, offense, all of those things. I wonder, though, if he's going to be, okay, he's not stopping with the legs. I'm just going to say, I wonder if he's going to quit that, having seen what the penalty can be a couple of times now with those parries.
Oh, he tried it there, yeah, but he missed it. And, as a Chun-Li player, a lot of the times she's actually held back. Again, that whiff right there. But a lot of Chun-Li players oftentimes do not have the success because of the execution difficulties for her for doing instant head stomps, air lightning legs.
Yeah, it's a manually intensive option. Extremely important, though. So now trigger running for both players.
So
I like XsK Samurai's use of the V meter so far. It's been he's willing to use it. It doesn't seem like it's a huge part of his game, and I think that's accurate for the most part with Ryu. So he uses it for V reversal or trigger or whatever, but not afraid to just give it up.
And now chip is an issue because XsK Samurai has no meter, but you know what? Doesn't matter. He got caught by the crouching medium kick into Fireball, so Iansanity is going to take game number 1. And again, Iansanity, I mean, look, for Chun-Li's players, that kind of execution air on air legs is just kind of a rite of passage. You just accept it every once in a while. You try not to let it happen, but it is going to happen. And as long as the punishment is low on it, then you should be okay. And both times that he missed it, XsK Samurai really didn't get much out of it. Oh, there we go again, the parries against the air legs.
He's jumped a lot at that exact spot. I almost wonder if he's just willing to take that short to get closer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge amount of damage, and it's funny because as good as an anti-air that button is, and some other standing light punches, people still jokingly call this Jump Fighter 5,
Jumps are still legit in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, a little bit too ahead of himself.
Oh, no bird kick. Might have lost the charge in the middle of there somehow by accident.
And here's the defensive play from Samurai. Just playing patiently. Oh, he gets caught. Iansanity not dropping it this time. He can pressure. No, very patient.
Okay, EX Fireball. Catching her now down to no health.
Wow, the timing.
Just trying to use that V reversal to get some advantage, but was not soon enough. And there it is. Iansanity is going to sneak up with a crouching medium kick in the EX legs. Now, one thing I don't want to, discredit any of the SoCal players here, but obviously a lot of these NorCal players are traveling from Northern California on plane here immediately. Oh, there it is again. Pairing that air bird legs, then baiting out the EX spinning bird kick. Big damage for...
Look at this.
Mikey.
Oh, he did it again. Okay, but he had trigger. He was just going to buffer it in. Is this it? No, he saved
quite.
meter. Could have been.
Oh, boy.
And now Iansanity has a chance. Got to break that wall.
And you know what? That is,
Yes.
okay, just a counter light punch. But yeah, again, a lot of these players, you know, they fly down here, come immediately to the studios to come and play these matches from Northern California. So, you know, definitely a little bit more fatigue on their side. But that's why these are first to 10 sets, you know, because a fatigue like that can definitely hurt you a lot more in a quick 2 out of 3 situation.
Forward movement still from Iansanity. And no anti-air. There it is, though.
Yeah.
Very nice patience on Iansanity's side. The big damage, the knockdown. He has super.
Yeah, he's playing really well. One more hit. And I like that he's going there. He gets the, wow. I didn't think that throw was going to be enough to stun, but it was basically just enough. And there it is, Iansanity going to take game number 2. Both of them have been 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah.
Yep. And in fact, they've won the same rounds each time. But
Oh, yeah.
we have a pretty small statistical sample pool so far, so it's, we'll see how that goes.
Wow, 3 games in a row that are 2-0, and the guy won both the rounds first.
Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah, exactly.
The attempt on the parry was there. Look at this range!
Oh.
And then just as XsK Samurai thought it would be the range game, Iansanity comes in and gets the damage. Yes.
Max damage
Yes.
combo in the corner. There you go, got to spend 1 meter for that.
Just like that, though, XsK Samurai is out. Will Iansanity press buttons? Will he play patiently?
Oh, throw loop time. Oh, yeah. Tried to catch him low. Wasn't going to happen there. Iansanity's going to activate V-trigger. And yeah, you see XsK Samurai has to respect it. Backs off a little. And yeah, Chun-Li's back fierce in V-trigger negates fireballs and is still cancelable.
The timing on that's very interesting. That stands strong. I think that was the timing that Mikey, that is to say XsK Samurai, thought he could poke through. But nope, Iansanity had the right call. Oh,
Oops.
the error!
Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't think that was exactly what they were going for but
sure.
you know what?
Oh, that was a great sweep, just in case it
Ooh.
missed. I love that idea. But that said, XsK Samurai, big damage.
Yeah, Ryu does a ton of damage.
Set
Oh,
up.
just ate it and then ate another counter hit. 2 counter hits in a row.
And backed
XsK
off.
Samurai could have closed it out twice there.
Samurai feels like he's pretty comfortable in this situation. Oh, but
Oh, boy.
here comes Iansanity.
Towards
Live
Roundhouse,
red.
towards Roundhouse. That's his thing. Yep, there it was. You saw it. That's if they do a quick rise, that gets him. If not, you have an alternate.
EX is spent.
Ooh, a slight delayed crouching light punch, and it's going to be a trade. Obviously, XsK Samurai would have liked it to have been a little earlier so that there was no trade at all, but in that case, it'll work out for him anyway. He's going to spend the meter.
And then right back to mid-range control. He doesn't really bother approaching much. Not that you get a great meaty setup there, but he, could have moved forward, decided not to.
Yeah, as we
Oh,
mentioned.
no cancel!
Oh, that was probably a parry attempt. Now there is startup. Oh, he's got the jump over the fireball. And there is startup on the parry, so you can't do it at just the last second. Can't do it as a wake-up on meaties.
Samurai just hoping to find 1 or 2 more hits on this. Oh, the parry, the parry!
that was
And he
sick.
tried it again.
Yeah. I
He tried to
respect
keep
that.
it going.
I respect
Of course.
that. Yeah,
The way that the parry works is that you can cancel the parry itself into another parry,
but nothing else.
but nothing
Yeah.
else. So if you're expecting the opponent to continue to press buttons to hit you, you have to press parry again in
Yeah.
advance. And that's, I think, what XsK Samurai was looking for. Iansanity had the mix-up on it. But XsK Samurai takes the game.
All right, so we're at 2-1. If I remember correctly, last week, most of the matches were won around like the 10-6, 10-5 numbers.
Nice move.
Let's
Oh,
see
no,
if-
drops.
Iansanity and XsK Samurai can keep it a little closer this week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a very close match on this.
I like the delayed timing from XsK Samurai on those meaties.
Oh,
Ooh, and now
this is
look
a lot
at
of
this.
damage on deck right here.
Yeah, you can definitely see.
And then patience.
The
I love that XsK Samurai is willing to do that, just to play patiently.
Yeah, and it's really the timing of his buttons that I felt like that have changed between the first few games.
As soon as that V reversal was there, he got the space. And this is part of what I'm talking about. That fireball timing right there is an unusual situation to throw a fireball in. When you're close enough, if the opponent were to jump in advance, you're going to get punished big time. But they typically don't, and so he was willing to throw a fireball in that situation.
I mean, I've always been told by the best fireball throwers like John Choi, like Alex Vi and such, you just have to view the fireball as a poke that has a little bit longer startup, but doesn't ever go away,
Yes.
right? But that's how you have to use it in footsies. A lot of people think that you throw fireballs from a screen away to get them to jump at you, you know. But really, it's just a great poke. It's a good check, and it doesn't go away.
And again, back to this mid-range stuff. Iansanity has got to find some way to get back in. This is potentially how to do it. But you see how few overheads he's willing to go for. It's been an extremely rare thing that he's brought it out.
Oh, and what a timing from XsK Samurai to interrupt that forward dash. And we have our first 2-0 match. They've all been 3 rounds until just now. So there you go. XsK Samurai taking 2 rounds over Iansanity.
And also tying it up in games, 2-2. We did have some that started out pretty even last week. None of them remain that way. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see this one go the distance.
And even knowing how many parries that he has to do based on Chun-Li's height, really good awareness from XsK Samurai.
Okay, the knockdown here, set up again.
V-trigger cancel, yep. Trying to keep the pressure going.
You know, the defense that Samurai's had has really kind of neutralized a lot of that V-trigger's usefulness.
And yeah, you know, you see Chun-Li using that fireball as a shield to get in, but when Ryu parries it, it loses its effectiveness as that kind of get-in shield.
That spacing was so good on the legs. It made the last parry whiff, and that means Iansanity got to punish.
Yep.
That was really strong.
Ooh!
Yeah, big
and
stuff.
Knew that again, that he needed 2 of them, and gonna use the EX uppercut, the Shin Shoryuken, and that is gonna take that round. So right now, I feel like XsK Samurai has a lot of the momentum. It seems like he's definitely figured something out. And, you know, in a 1st to 10, as you said, you can experiment more. So, you know, you can lose a couple. Oh, wow, he tried to anti-air with the legs. Was that intentional? I'm not sure, but he's going to get huge punish for it.
Oh, took the risk. The old SF4 Sagat mixed up.
Yeah, most of the time you can FADC it just in case. But not in this one, yep.
Iansanity did not believe that EX would be held until breaking.
Okay. Didn't quite jump in time. The fierce to the face.
So I like the mid-range stuff from Iansanity. I feel like that's been okay for him. It's when the game has become about him having to pressure XsK Samurai that he started to have some difficulty. That was good.
Yeah, he was looking for the air legs, and that time he just did the regular jump.
That's a mix-up that Iansanity is going to have to bring out more.
Yeah. Oh, but a little too slow.
Oh, it was not there.
He tried. He went for the low forward and a bird kick punish. Just hit the low forward a little bit too soon. Didn't come out, and the bird kick just came out afterwards, unfortunately. So thanks to that little error there, Iansanity is going to go down 3-2 now. So he's at 2. XsK Samurai at 3.
Again, that, you know, when it comes to Iansanity having to pressure, I feel like he hasn't quite figured out all the things he needs to yet. And it's a long set. He might be trying things out. He might be learning things. He did, you know, try the late jump, and that was a good idea. So it's not like he's out of it yet, but I do feel like that's been a problem.
Oh, wow. Did he chase down the
read? Hard read.
I mean, look, he had a lot of life. Probably wasn't going to hurt him that bad, even if it was blocked. So kind of worth risk to take at that particular moment, and it paid off. He got the stun.
It's also a message. That's a message that you send when you win in that sort of fashion. A meaty Dragon Punch. And that's a lesson that he wants to try to teach Iansanity about when to press buttons and when not to. And Iansanity, he can't take that. He can't take that lesson. You have to do what your character is good at. And right now, he's doing a great job of that. Oh, no!
Ooh, wow, caught her out of the air. I guess it wasn't properly meaty timed. She was able to jump a little bit before towards Fierce got him.
Oh, maybe it did work. He didn't pressure there. Maybe expecting a Dragon Punch. Oh, look at these whip punishes right now.
Oh, that's going to be a conversion!
I feel like everything is working out for him right now. The defense is there. The mid-range is there. Look at that timing on the block. Okay, that's a good read.
Yeah.
Iansanity has to try to build on this.
Yeah, but see, it just, that, you notice how when they get to that middle range, well, Iansanity might actually be able to take this.
Low.
Good blocks. Just to build a little space.
Oh boy, either one could take it with one more touch. the patience. I love that he's not going for the overhead here. That's such a risk in this situation. There it is.
Oh, he went for the sweep.
Was
wow.
Very good corner control by Iansanity. He's done very few overheads, and there's a few reasons for that. One is that you can parry it on reaction. I think that's something Samurai is looking for. The other is that you sort of give up your turn if it's blocked. And instead, Iansanity was just controlling from that spot. He felt confident, and he was right. It's good to see.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to mention in the last round is, you know, if you just put yourselves, like as a viewer, into Iansanity's shoes, once you get into that weird mid-range game, like when you're playing footsies, you're both in neutral in that mid-range. Oh, nice! Iansanity's gonna get the confirm into this critical art. I don't think this is gonna quite kill. No, definitely not gonna kill. So an opportunity, nice, no quick rise, and wow, he just does it! So wake up uppercut.
Trying to whip punish there was.
There it is.
Boy.
Okay.
Fishing too hard. He had trigger himself, so if it had been blocked, he would have canceled it.
Right.
He would have gotten some advantage for himself. But Iansanity spaced it out well.
Very important win for Iansanity, stopping that 3-game streak from XsK Samurai. So they're 3-3. But, you know, even though Iansanity came out on top in that game, like I said, this range right there where they're playing neutral, like if you just put yourself in Iansanity's shoes, like it feels dangerous to walk into Ryu's range, you know, because I just feel like that's how well XsK Samurai has been playing it. There's this kind of, see how he's like, almost kind of seems hesitant to approach a little closer.
That was the first jump at that range and timing from Iansanity.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big drop, unfortunate for him. I did like how he was playing before that, though.
Ooh, no button from the air, so he didn't get caught by that standing light kick. Oh, man. That standing, whiff standing roundhouses are so much faster than you think that they are. I've seen not only Ryu do that, I've seen Vegas do that.
Samurai, again, just using the V reversal.
And that's the
willing to give up that V meter.
And that's the second time in a row now that Samurai has been hit by Ian's wake-up light punch. So we saw the delay from Ian's meaties, you know, that little off timing, that syncopation timing that, you know, that I love so much. I think Ian probably has recognized that, so he's just hitting jab on wake-up right away. So he's literally doing the reversal crouch light punch, and it's working.
Pressure now by XsK Samurai and the stun. It could be the round if he wants it to be. No, saves the meter. Wow, press the button immediately thereafter.
No fear from XsK Samurai.
Yeah, I feel like that's been a hallmark of this set so far.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about his play. I was talking about how there's sometimes, he's going to take the full damage right at the start of the round. Interesting, especially since Ian still has his full meter as well. But I have noticed a little bit of tentative play from Iansanity, and I just don't feel the same from XsK Samurai's side.
Definitely don't feel that out of XsK Samurai's side. No, there's no doubt about that.
There was an unfortunate heavy Tatsu at that range. Sometimes you want to adjust maybe to medium Tatsu so you don't cross yourself into the corner.
Again, not... Yeah, there you go. That's a big one. That's a big risk to take. What is Ian going to get? Sick situation. Love that combo, too.
Oh, he's going to get the hit into the...
And he had super... Well, okay. Ends up working out for him. But think about that one big risk that XsK Samurai took, the meaty Dragon Punch. That was... What was that? One more mix-up after that? And he ended up being 2. It didn't need to be a drop on the combo, but it was really just 1. And that's what you play against if you're willing to take those risks.
I mean, the last time that he did that, though, Chun-Li didn't have a full meter. Not that that mattered, but he didn't have a full meter. And I don't even think she had the V-trigger, so that's why I felt like it was a worth risk-taking. But that time, you know, against a Chun-Li with full trigger, full critical art, don't know if that's necessarily the best idea in that situation.
He might have gotten ahead of himself a little bit. But on the other hand, again, 10 game for victory. It gives you a lot of time. You can take those risks in there.
Yep, and as we mentioned, perfect example there of the no fear play from XsK Samurai.
Even though XsK Samurai is playing a lot of this in the mid-range and playing a lot of it patiently and with a lot of blocking, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not playing or that you're playing sort of lamely or that you're not taking big risks. He still is doing those things, and it seems like a strong combination.
Ooh. Oh no, he missed the combo. Spends 2 bars just like that.
Iansanity trying to find that one last hit. Remember, he did jump over a fireball round or two ago.
Yeah, that's why you saw those stand light punches right there from XsK Samurai, the classic fireball fake.
And then the patience from Iansanity. Didn't want to take a risk there to be Dragon Punch.
Both of them on no meter. Oh, there it is, that parry. Turning around that up, it's always too far. And again, what? Both of them were too far for their punishes, and Iansanity is going to come out of that one on top. That was a scramble. Right.
XsK, will he pressure more now? Okay. Seemed like maybe that was the intent at the start of that round. Look at this, though. Iansanity looks like he's much more insistent. Will there be? Of course, there was.
And now back throw into the corner. Smart.
Oh, wow. They
Again,
are getting...
yeah.
Both, it's happening for both players,
Yeah. Oh, that was a jump back throw tech, and the air throw actually didn't catch Ryu out of the air. I was surprised. Good block on the overhead. Here we go. Oh, yeah, he couldn't go for the meaty fireball because she had...
oh, yeah, confirm. It was there. That's going to be the round.
Yeah, if people are wondering how players confirm that so fast, you know, it's only fireball, right? Because then the first fireball throws the fireball, and then the second motion activates the super. And so basically, you just do that motion, and if you see them hit, then you hit the button, and that's when the super comes out. If you see it blocked, then you just don't hit the second button. But always make sure you complete the motion.
I like this dancing right now by Iansanity. It's not easy to take down, but although there was great anti-air again by XsK Samurai. This mid-range, I'm kind of struggling for a word for what to call it. It's not exactly patience. It's not exactly defensive play. It's more like waiting for the opponent to come to him and then making the big bet.
Oh, isn't that? I think that's the term in Japanese. They call it like abare, I think. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure.
I think that's taking a turn when it's not your turn.
Oh, is it? Okay. You know what? I'm not going to use the Japanese terms, though. So he's going to throw the fireball and use the whirlwind kick. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Goes right in there with the air legs. Again, just two V reversals right in a row.
Yeah, it's been almost all of his V meter has been spent in that kind of way.
Good patience from XsK Samurai.
And now the question is, can Iansanity approach? He does need to deal some damage, so he's doing what he needs to do at the moment. But I love XsK Samurai's defense. You see this?
Yeah, he was not following.
Oh, no anti-air, or it was very late, and that cost Iansanity. Look at that interruption.
Yeah, XsK Samurai was walking back and forth. I mean, he was blocking, not getting baited by any throws. He was not getting shimmied at all. Then Iansanity finally goes in for the throw, and guess what? Throw tech. That's ridiculous. Great stuff.
Round one. Fight.
So we're tied up 4-4. Remember, we're going to take a short break in between the 9th and the 10th matches to let the players, you know, rest a little bit and think about things a little bit. So this is an important one heading into that break.
Right.
Who's going to go up 5-4? By far the closest set we've had in these 2 weeks so far.
Yep.
Now, I had talked up XsK Samurai's Fireball game going into this, but it hasn't been a huge part of this match. I think part of that's the matchup. Chun-Li has some tools to get around that. But on top of that, it just feels like he's so confident playing that, you know, come to me sort of game that he doesn't even really need to do it. Jump forward and then jump back, throw tech OS. Just trying to get out of there. That didn't really work out.
Yeah, because he's all the way there. He went for the instant airhead stop, but he only neutral jumped. If he had gone forward, it might have reached and might have gotten the stun, but he's still in a good position. There's that V reversal just to lower the stun, but doesn't matter. Yeah.
That range control is great from Iansanity.
Yeah, this is a really, really strong footsies match between these two. In fact, just this past weekend in the grand finals of Chris G versus Dominion at Red Bull, I felt like that was another great example of like footsies heavy kind of match. And
I'm with you.
it's definitely what we're seeing here today.
Look at that. Speaking of footsies, we were just talking it up, and just like that, it's a lot of offense. No, the drop, though.
No!
Gets the trigger to get the cool little combo,
a little
unfortunate.
too slow, and no quick rise. You got a quick rise in those situations. Can't take it for granted that your opponent is going to land their combos. Oh, gets the throw towards roundhouse. No.
Yeah, Iansanity has to make a series of really strong guesses at this moment.
What a block. Still -2 though, so it is safe.
Had a whiff punish opportunity. Didn't take it.
Oh,
You know, that's something that XsK Samurai has done quite a few times. Wait for the short crouching jab, and then he kind of knows that Chun's turn is done.
yeah.
And so he can press a button, and that has hit on a few situations so far.
Yeah, a lot of times the turn end is just literally pushing yourself too far away to be any real threat. So you just know they're going to try to walk forward and close that gap.
I think that was a good example of it. XsK Samurai trying to get the knockdown with that view reversal, and then back to this mid-range, where he's waiting. I don't know how else to describe this. Waiting. Well, okay, not always, but there's a lot of it.
Ooh. All right, big damage opportunity now for Iansanity. Gets the conversion. But yeah, I almost even feel like that XsK Samurai is almost kind of okay when the V reversal just gets blocked, because he just doesn't want to give Chun any advantage, you know?
Right, yeah, I mean, of course she gets slight frame advantage when she blocks that, but nothing that's major, and she gets pushed back out to a safer range for Ryu anyway.
Well, he's going to save the meter for the trigger this time.
He does need a comeback.
All right.
Wow, a couple of big hits on the fireball. That doesn't look like a lot of damage, but it's very important in terms of positioning.
Oh, I
and
thought he
Ian
was going to
went
make it
in.
under, yeah. Thought he was going to dash under, so he switched to the other side to block.
It might also have been that XsK Samurai just didn't believe that there was going to be a media.
Yeah,
Right?
for
Like,
sure.
Look, I've done enough wake-up dragon punches to make you think that I'm going to do it here, so I can take advantage of that, regardless of what it was. XsK Samurai loses that round, which means that Iansanity goes up 5-4. Extremely close set so far.
Yeah, exactly. So great stuff between these guys right now.
Yeah, it's been really an interesting set to watch. I've loved a lot of the mid-range kind of play that we've seen out of XsK Samurai. I like a lot of the approach out of Iansanity. You know, his movement, his understanding of when to bring out mix-ups like the overhead or like grabs, or just stick to normals. I think has been really impressive. It's been great to watch. And of course, this is definitely the closest set that we've had so far. 5-4, just at the break. And so we're going to go over to James, and we're going to have a little conversation with XsK Samurai about how things have gone.
Hey everybody, I'm standing here with XsK Samurai, aka Mikey. How do you pronounce your last name?
Chia.
Chia. Okay, cool. So very close set here between these two, between you two guys right now. It's 5-4. So I'm not sure if there's really any major adjustments to be made right now, but is there anything that you have in mind that you want to try to do for the second half of this?
Yeah, I prepared for this matchup with another player, but their playstyle is different, right? So I have to make some small adjustments. But I think I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that the way that we always describe is that you have a very patient game. You like the footsies, you know, you're very all about controlling that mid-screen game. Is that where you're focusing your efforts against Chun-Li?
Because Chun-Li controls so much space, I'm forced to play that way. But she has longer normals, so we'll see, yeah.
Now, I do have to ask this question. You're obviously from Central California, right? So, but I mean, do you feel yourself more associated with the Northern California scene than SoCal?
I believe so, because I do travel more to NorCal than SoCal, because SoCal is like 4 hours away, and plus traffic. And I do, it's like 2.5 hours. I travel up there to NorCal, and I practice with Justin, I practice with Pierre Rog, Ricky, and F Champ. He's my training partner, so I'm more NorCal than SoCal, yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
So, how do you feel about like Iansanity, where he is with Chun-Li? I know you probably have known Iansanity for some time, but how do you feel his game has evolved?
I knew he was strong, but he's much stronger than I thought, so I have to make the right adjustments. So.
All right, sounds good. Well, when we come back, we're going to get to the second half of this match. We are in a close one. It is 5-4 Iansanity, 5 XsK Samurai at 4. So stay tuned.
Get your team apparel now at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to ESL's King of the Hill. We are in week 2 in this NorCal-SoCal rivalry. I'm James Chen.
Hey, I'm Ultra David. So again, we are having the battle between somebody from NoCal and somebody from SoCal to see who goes up against last week's champion, Chris Tatarian.
That's right.
And we're in the midst of that. And this is by far the closest set that we've had so far.
Yeah.
This is 5-4. It's as close as it gets. Even in that last game, it went down to the final round. You know, this has been very, very close between Iansanity, who's currently up at 5, and XsK Samurai, who currently has 4. I really have enjoyed seeing that neutral game, the mid-range game between the two so far, and the decisions that they make even on offense and defense, I think are really interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of some unusual choices in there. But again, it's a long set.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, so far I've just been blown away by the footsies, that neutral game. It's one of my favorite parts of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And watching these two guys go at, I mean, both of these characters are pretty kind of that neutral space controlling characters, as even Mikey just said during the, right before the break. He says that Chun-Li controls that space really well, really good normals. But of course, Ryu has that instant fireball. Chun-Li's, of course, is a charge move, so you can't walk forward and throw a fireball. So, but we're going to be continuing forward. As you mentioned, it is going to be 5 for Iansanity, 4 for XsK Samurai. Been a very, very close and awesome set so far.
So at this point, both players just had a few minutes to think about things. And I'm curious to see what the changes that Mikey referenced are going to be. He said he has to play up, mix up his style just a little bit. And I'm not sure what that's going to be. We'll see what he does go for. Oh, the drop. Unfortunately for him, just the counter hit put him too far back.
Nice.
Okay,
there
all
it is.
right.
Okay. And that time, remember, he has always done the uppercut combo, but that time he did the Tatsu combo to get himself out of the corner.
Yeah, very nice. Wow, okay, there's a nice whip punish.
Okay.
Or probably just trying roundhouse and it worked out, really. Well, I mean, we talked about it before, that he's been whipping roundhouses. It's not an uncommon thing for Ryu. But he's playing back quite a bit like he was previously. Iansanity now pressuring, just a little bit of delay, just in case.
Yeah, I love what Iansanity did after XsK Samurai parried that fireball. It was a lot, and many of those times XsK Samurai was able to turn that fireball shield into his advantage, and that time Iansanity baited it out. He baited the crouching medium kick after the parry.
Pretty safe situation for XsK Samurai to throw that EX fireball. It could have been, I guess, an EX bird kick, but pretty unlikely. And he wanted to get the space. I think that was the primary motivation, but got the hit anyway.
Do think that was supposed to be crouching medium kick into legs, but sometimes if you're charged and you're not realizing it, a lot of players accidentally go to up forward when they do fireball motions, and bird kick has a higher priority than the lightning legs.
So even despite that Dragon Punch, Iansanity still controlling the corner. Yep, still controlling the corner. Great read on that. Remember, he's been inputting just a little bit of a delay before his attacks as the opponent gets up, but that's exactly why.
Interesting. Seen a couple of different combos there. Iansanity before with crush counter into V skill.
Oh, wow, that roundhouse almost hit it. And then he just did that.
Yeah. He just did it.
He just did it.
It was not a true block string. XsK Samurai hit a button after the jump attack and just got caught. That was it. So Iansanity tying it up 1-1 here in game 10. Ooh, here we go again. Early use of meter. But again, not a true life lead because Chun-Li has all of her resources as well.
So one thing for Iansanity to take note of is that he's been using the exact same delay as he approaches the meaty situation every time. I wouldn't be surprised to see XsK Samurai bring out just a bit of a delayed Dragon Punch here and there.
Oh, wow, what a block. I honestly thought Iansanity was going to stay on the same side. Oh, here we go. Is he going to combo into critical art? Nope. He's just going to get as much damage as he can. And that is one of Iansanity's favorite tricks, that meaty towards roundhouse.
Very surprising to see a jab right after that from XsK Samurai. That's a risky spot.
Good block again. I don't think XsK Samurai has been hit by that yet. The Chun-Li overhead.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's why it's safe on block. It's much slower than most.
Oh, just buffered it in there, and his kick did hit a limb.
Yes.
And so as a result, the super instantly comes out.
But shockingly, not that much damage from it, but then just the footsies, and Iansanity is going to go up 6-4 against XsK Samurai.
A lot of his damage has come from, not necessarily mix-ups up close. It's been from the buttons in neutral game. There's been a lot of footsies. That's really been where I feel like he's had a lot of his success.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's something that the matchup has for it. Chun has those bigger buttons. She can get, well, okay.
Again, I think that was supposed to be legs. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what XsK Samurai was talking about,
Yes.
right? When we went to the break, right? He said that Chun-Li has better normals, and this is where you're seeing that example. You know, she can control that mid-screen game, which is why I was noting at first that it felt like he was tentative. It was Iansanity when he was getting into that space.
Oh, okay. Knew exactly when to take up that time. Now, this is going to be a long road for Iansanity. Oh, I don't think it's enough.
Yeah,
Nope.
see, I feel like Iansanity needs to own that mid-screen space because Chun-Li has better normals. And I felt like he was doing that a little bit, but that particular round right there, good job to Samurai. Caught him with the stand medium kick. Oh!
He was looking for the jump in this time. That wasn't the legs, and he expected that.
And also, you know, the parry doesn't care what side he was on. Wasn't sure if it was going to hit left or right.
Right. That's a punish.
Oh, wow. Surprised that standing around. Oh, it can't hit crouching people, of course. Yeah.
Jumps forward. We're really seeing more pressure out of Iansanity right now. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, very different delay timing on that. That's good to see that he is mixing that up. Wow,
What?
okay.
Oh, he just did it. He just did it, and it's not like he was down rounds or anything like that.
He had Denjin going, didn't he? At the time?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, uppercut into super when
Oh,
beat
that's true,
trigger's on
that's
there,
true.
it'll
Yeah,
just break
yeah.
guard. It's not going to be too bad of a situation for you, but
Right,
it is a
right.
costly one in terms of meter. In any case, it worked out for him.
Yeah, unfortunately wasn't able to seal the deal quite there. But not too much of a super meter deficit.
Again, this movement forward from Iansanity. That's really been a big part of this set, is his movement forward and XsK Samurai's patience letting Iansanity move forward. It's true that Chun does have better buttons. Wow, although that was crazy. Stand on house hit there. But I feel like XsK Samurai has let her do a lot of that work.
Yeah, and again, blocking Chun-Li's overhead, and even there in that nice little tricky reset situation. And there you see standing light kick able to anti-air inside. Oh, no, that
very
was blocked.
unfortunate. That is bad news for him. Easy kill here for XsK Samurai.
Yeah, he really thought that was going to hit, and by the time he had realized it was blocked, it was already too late. He had done the critical art motion. Was a little too slow on his punish.
So just as it seemed as though Iansanity was starting to run away with things, if he had hit that super, if he had hit that combo, it would have been 7-4 here. Okay?
Yeah.
Instead, it's a big swing to 6-5.
That's right.
That difference is giant.
Yeah, the game separation hasn't been greater than 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's
You're right.
just been 1 or 2. So very close set between these guys. And remember, whoever wins this will be going up against last week's King of the Hill, which is Chris Tatarian, for a chance to win $500 and that beautiful Controller Chaos trophy.
The little delay there. Wow, okay, he jumps forward. We haven't seen that very much from him. Looking for the crush, it didn't come.
But again, put himself into the corner, which is not a good situation. He's taking this damage because of that. Oh,
No,
and finally
finally.
lands the overhead, but he does it at point blank, so it was harder to see.
Yo, wow, right through. Right.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's
Yeah.
XsK Samurai taking it. Yeah, very interesting. Just supers right through that.
Smart. I mean, if you know that's not a true block string. There's a lot of sequences in this game that aren't true block strings that people get away with all the time. It's hard to react to the actual cancel, which is why you don't see a lot of people punishing it. But XsK Samurai just went with it that time, and it worked.
Tried to get the whiff punish, not quite there. Will there be a risk? No, XsK Samurai believed that there was going to be the risk. Something like an EX bird kick, but it didn't come.
All right, there we go. Gets the jump over the fireball.
As the set's gone on, we've seen more and more air movement like that. I think Iansanity believes he's starting to get the reads on the fireballs. Part of why there haven't been many fireballs, I imagine.
No. Trade right there, and that was a standing medium kick from XsK, so I'm suspecting that was going to be stand medium kick into V-trigger into follow-up.
Too far.
Yeah.
And Iansanity knew that. That's why he inserted the roundhouse there, just in case that sweep did what it needed to do. Yeah, you can really see the range, the control. Look at that!
Wow!
What a whip punish. Perfect for Iansanity. That's not a buffer. He saw that.
Yeah.
That was very much on purpose.
All right, but he's down to no resources, and XsK Samurai not too far from building a super meter himself.
I like the use of V reversal there just to reset the situation a little bit. And now XsK Samurai with the jump
he got
timing.
in. No critical art just yet. He's gonna.
Oh, here it is. That could have been.
Oh,
Wow,
this
what
is-
could have been? Yeah? Iansanity.
Oh, he got in. Oh, but he misses the uppercut in the super.
Wow,
Oh,
killer.
that is unfortunate. That would have been 6-6 had he gotten that
Right.
uppercut in the super, but he missed the cancel. And then the raw super came out, very punishable. So that means Iansanity is going to go up 7-5. You know, normally you would say in a first to 10, you know, a mistake like that can be made up for, but we're getting late here in the set. And I do feel like Iansanity has kind of gained a little bit of the momentum. And so, you know, it would have been a nice ability to swing it back in his favor. See, he knew that time that standing light kick wasn't going to hit, so he didn't even try it.
Yeah, smart. Oh, the miss. Not, well, okay. Ended up not being too bad. For either player, really. Here's a chance
Nice.
for XsK Samurai on the knockdown. I just feel like he needs to approach a little bit more. I liked his idea at the start of playing that patient, you know, let the opponent come to me game. But it feels like as the set goes on that that's not working out quite as well. But instead, offense, moving forward, that kind of situation that won him the round just now is what has really been more effective.
Nice. Oh, jump back tech. And double sweep from Iansanity. Usually you do that, you're just hoping to sweep their late whiff punish, essentially. And that time XsK Samurai took the opportunity to try to gain space by walking, so he just walked right into it.
Well, I like the idea of the forward fierce. That's something that he's been bringing out more.
And that time you saw XsK Samurai bringing out the parry again. He hasn't done that in a while.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't often had good opportunities for that even. Since, you know, a lot of the damage Ian has dealt has been mid-range stuff, it hasn't really been so much the pressure. Moving forward. Oh, wow, what timing! Very
Yeah,
fast
that thing is
option.
so fast. And the Iansanity just going to punish with the simple throw, going to take the round.
Yeah, as simple as possible.
So this is a very, very crucial round now for Mikey, for XsK Samurai.
Starts
because
it off correctly. Yeah, 7-6 versus 8-5. Those
Yeah.
are huge differences.
Oh, no V-trigger, yeah, because he
Didn't
didn't have it yet. Oh, but there it is again. Iansanity once again with a good jump over timing. And Chun-Li has a pretty floaty jump.
She does. That
Two.
really has to be a strong read
Yeah,
on Ian's part to make that count.
Wow, did you see that? XsK Samurai with a dash-up throw. I feel like that's the first time we've actually seen him try that. So maybe he's trying to be a little more aggressive on the footsie. Maybe he's recognizing that that Iansanity is playing more reactive in the footsie range, so he's trying to use that to jump in,
Okay.
dash in, and get the throw.
XsK Samurai close. Iansanity taking advantage.
No more resources for
Oh,
XsK.
okay.
Dashes into it. No critical art. Gonna save it for hopefully the kill. Ooh, he went for a little bit of an okie doke. But
Okay, well.
XsK Samurai just walked back, was able to get the offensive crouch, heavy kick to whiff, throws him, and yeah.
7-6 as a result. It
Feels
just
much
feels
better,
like,
yeah.
Oh, it does. It doesn't feel like there's separation. I think you mentioned before, 2 games has been the biggest separation.
It's a great match between these two guys so far. It's really high-level play.
Yeah,
Great
with-
stuff.
And full of the adaptations that are really what I love about fighting games. The more mid-range play by Ian, the moving forward a little bit more by XsK Samurai, you know, the understanding that he's gotten a lot of wins out of the pressure, out of the damage like that. Yeah, just like this situation here. Wow, okay. Waking up with jab, counter hit was there,
Again, good block.
and he's press crouching jab after that almost every time. There was
Gotta
once
be
when he didn't.
careful. Those V-trigger fireballs from Ryu really fast. Oh, that jumping light kick.
Where's that spark? Where's that spark hitting?
that space above her
Don't worry about it.
chin.
Yeah. Yeah, that jump short from Ryu is one of the best jump ins in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Right underneath him, it's very difficult to anti-air, even for something as strong as stand short from Chun. 7-6.
Yeah.
A little bit too far, and that was just beautifully spaced by Ian. Just outside of where that sweep was going to be. Gorgeous placement.
All right, back to that fireball game a little bit, but
It
now
just
into
hasn't
the
been
corner.
working.
Yeah.
That mid-range stuff has just gone Ian's way.
Yeah, like I said, at first it felt like XsK Samurai had control of that space, but Ian has really kind of ripped that from him, and I like that because that is Chun-Li's strength.
Of course.
Oh, it's too far!
That is bad news right there for Samurai.
Ooh.
Again, though, another chance. He just goes for a sweep. Okay,
Yeah.
save the super meter.
You know, I was worried it might be too far for anything to connect, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely could have just done super, but
Oh, right, yeah.
you want to do that.
Probably didn't think it was going to quite kill,
And he's probably right about that if that had been his thought.
and now no more V-trigger. Just use it to get that sweep. Oh, goes for the
That gives
throw.
her super. That's so important in this situation. 18 seconds left. That she now has super means that fireballs are unadvisable. It means that, you know, any kind of activation that's on a hit is, oh, it could have been super.
Oh, what a whiff punish on the crouching medium kick. And again, you know, you're just waiting for them to hit a button. As soon as they hit it, you just hit your buttons. That's kind of how you whiff punish in those situations. It was just ridiculous reaction timing from Iansanity.
Patience there by Samurai.
No uppercut.
Right, right.
Not even a stand light punch. You know,
Right.
Ryu is one of the characters that actually has a decent anti-air light punch.
Trying to build a little bit of space here as XsK Samurai. Wow, what a call out.
Well, that's going to do it.
That button timing was big, and just like that, completely different situation. Look at this. Orange now up for Iansanity, and there's the stun. This is gigantic. EX again, will he spend it?
Yes,
And
he
it's
will.
not quite
Oh,
enough.
no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You're just like hoping that was going to kill.
Right, yeah. I mean, he's still in a good situation, but
Yeah, Iansanity with no critical art. Yeah, that's the first overhead I think we've seen connected from XsK Samurai. Not even sure if that was the first overhead we've seen in all 15 games.
Oh,
to
he
be-
had one earlier
14
on in the
games.
set.
Oh, he
but
did? Okay, okay.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
He hasn't brought that out very often, of course. And just like that, it's tied up now.
We are
7-7.
tied. Oh, man, this set, so good.
Crucial to notice where each player is standing, where they're moving to.
Had XsK Samurai not done the Hurricane, he probably would have been able to punish that fireball.
Really starting to, well, not even starting, but he's continuing to kind of mash stand roundhouse in that range, just in case. And sometimes it pays off.
Yeah, and you saw right there that crouching medium kick, crouching medium punch sliding under the fireball, but it missed XsK Samurai. Not an accident. XsK Samurai has been throwing fireballs from a very specific range to make sure that crouching medium punch just can't get under. There it is, the jump in.
Ah, big chance now for XsK Samurai. He saved it. Kind of surprised.
Oh, and he gets the throw, and there's the sun, and now... Okay, not gonna be huge. Okay, never mind. It is gonna kill. I didn't
It's
realize
for
he
you.
had the V trigger. I didn't
Yeah, okay.
realize he had the V trigger ready for himself to go. And yeah, so Iansanity going up 2 games was just like a tiny bit ready to go up by 3 games. But XsK Samurai was able to pull that one round off, and now with a wake-up uppercut, it feels like XsK Samurai is now the one with all the momentum.
It's back to how it was at the very start.
Oh my God, and there he's showing that card again. He just went for the crazy uppercut in the middle of the poke strings, and it worked out for him. But now...
Knockdown there, and XsK Samurai can go back to fighting at that mid-range. Missed the back gears timing, that's what he wanted.
And now down to pretty much again with the overhead, and guess what? XsK Samurai now with the lead, 8/7. Just like that. He was down 2 games. It was 7-5. And XsK Samurai now has rattled off 3 games in a row.
That's right. 4 of the last 3.
He was able to do that early on when Ian took 2 games, I believe it was, and then he won 3 in a row, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So now he's done it again, once again to take that same 1-game lead. XsK Samurai 2 games away from taking the set over Iansanity.
I really like their movement. You know, both players have such interesting ideas about where they want to be. I think that was, you know, the goal of Iansanity there was try to whiff punish that. Fortunately for him, just a little bit too far away. Ah, okay.
Wake up throw.
Rather than wake up EX spinning bird kick.
Those are the favorite reads when you know your opponent is trying to bait the uppercut and you throw them. It's the best feeling.
XsK Samurai backing off. But the little forward and back means that even if he's backed off at one particular time, you don't know if he's going to be up. All of a sudden, there he was. Great block by Iansanity. The patience. Now Iansanity pressuring from the front.
Very
Samurai?
dangerous. Those. Oh,
hey!
what a reaction!
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Not
but
in time? Great.
think it-
Oh, okay,
Oh
yes.
my God.
It's time to bring out the big guns.
Ooh. And you know, why did that critical art? Oh, he tried to juggle, not going to be there. And XsK
Okay,
tried
here
to.
comes Iansanity now. Yes, the hit was there. Now he has the life lead. Now he can play defensively. Now he can play patiently. Samurai has 8 seconds. Okay, the read was there. One more.
Oh, the mini uppercut from XsK Samurai. Holy crap.
Why would you even do it?
And look at the top right of your screen. No emotions from XsK Samurai at all.
She didn't have EX meter. Like, he doesn't need an invincible tool there. But okay, it worked.
Oh my God! Like towards the end, I couldn't even talk. Like it was just like because so much crazy thing was going on. Yeah, but I mean, just so people understand why that critical art didn't hit Chun-Li in time is because she threw an EX, and when the fireballs trade, they stop a little bit. So it stopped because of 2 hits, so it wasn't able to go through fast enough.
Again, there was that crouching jab.
Oh,
okay, here it is. Ah,
it's very
okay.
important. Yeah. Oh boy! Oh boy! What do we got? Oh, scared of the meaty uppercut.
Is that in time this time?
It is! And XsK Samurai now has rattled off 4 games in a row. He is up 2 games. It has never been bigger than that. Can XsK Samurai break that by winning this?
If he does, then he takes this set.
That's right.
This is now, he has 9 and Iansanity has 7. Potentially the final game. But yeah, it's never been any farther apart than 2.
Oh.
That said, it really feels at this point like Iansanity has a big hill to climb. Okay, well, this is maybe the start of it for him. Samurai's mix-ups have been working out better for sure. And when I say mix-ups, it's not just about the overhead low game, the throw game. It's also about where is he going to be on screen at the exact moment. You know, when's he going to throw a fireball? When is he going to press the button? All of those things are mix-ups as well, and XsK Samurai's been getting the better hand of it.
Oh, Ian went for the throw. XsK Samurai went for a parry. I'm not sure if that was that Tokido tech or not. EX Fireball. And you see, from close range, EX Fireball, it's the fast startup that makes it good, and the knockdown that you get off of it, that's super important. And with that crouching medium punch into Tatsu, XsK Samurai is at set point.
Look, it's not just that he has 4 in a row in games right now, it's that he's won the last 5 rounds in a row as well.
So everything going Mikey's way now.
Far away. You see that little dance that he's doing with the character, with Ryu? You never quite know where he's going to end up.
And he threw 1 fireball. He lost a lot of space with that dance, but then he threw 1 fireball, Ian backed up, and Mikey gained all that room back. So important. See? And then just right there, he gained a lot of space back on that surprise forward dash.
Right.
Oh, man. Mikey is looking so strong. But here we go.
I think he thought he was just outside of that range, but nope. Iansanity knew it. Iansanity now gets to pressure. Will he be worried about it? There's the little shield on the way in. Trying to make something happen.
He finally punished that, but I don't even think he believed it.
I just really like XsK Samurai's choice of buttons in that situation. The stand roundhouse has dissuaded stand fierces and the like
Oh,
Iansanity.
no critical art.
Will there be a sweep just activate? Maybe not. He's looking for Something
There it
like a
is.
crush. There it is. Okay, finally.
Yeah, not
Set
gonna
up.
set that up. Yeah, because
That was such a good setup. In case she had pressed the button, that crouching medium kick would have hit and gotten into super.
man, if
What spacing?
if Ian can take this without having to spend critical art, that's huge. I mean, he could just chip into super right now. But if he can win, oh no, that was supposed to be a fireball. Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Pretty sure. And so that is big for Iansanity to be able to take that and save the critical art. That means he can match XsK Samurai's resources as well. So no distinct advantage for either player. And yeah, we definitely see a lot from Chun-Li's. You know, they will do air legs a lot, but I just think those few times that Mikey has parried it has made it not as much of a go-to option as he'd like it to be.
I feel the timidity from Iansanity. Whenever he's pressuring, I feel the timidity. And I'm sure Samurai notices the same thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of what I felt earlier on when XsK got that 3-game streak, and it's come back.
Well, Iansanity is the one who has to change that.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
No, that's up to Ian right now to not give in to things like meaty Dragon Punch dissuading him from doing stuff. You have to make choices. You have to make actions. You have to try to find those hits. Will he? Well, you can't really set up too much there, but he did try to move forward. Okay, here it is, crouching
Okay.
strong.
Not
And
gonna spend the meter just yet.
He has plenty of resources at the moment. Pressuring well. I like him moving forward, yes. Oh, that
but
was
too
cute.
far. No confirm off of the raw stand. Oh, great block on the overhead. Oh,
Big chance.
but he hit him out of the
Oh.
air. But you know what? He's going to get the bird kick anyway, and there it is. We will not get a 3-game lead at all during the set. Iansanity taking it 8-9. This has been such a close set, such a good set between these two players.
Now the question is, can Ian win 3 in a row? We've already seen 4 in a row from Samurai, so and as well as a 3 in a row stretch for him. No reason to think that Iansanity can't duplicate that. It's been so close.
But the main thing to take away from this match is everything really comes down to right there. That distance that they're at, right there. This game right here is where everything of this match has been.
And the grab, what a convincing round. Remember we were talking about the stand roundhouse and how important that's been for Samurai. He's found crushes in it. He's been able to convince Ian to not press fierce and the like quite as much because of that. I feel like that's been a giant factor in the way that this game has been played. And it's not like Chun-Li has no answers to that. She can slide under it. She can attack under it. She can attack from outside of it. But Samurai's just been placing it so well.
So is it going to be SoCal versus SoCal for King of the Hill? Or is XsK Samurai going to be able to take this right here? He's only 1 round away. And then it will be a SoCal-NorCal battle.
Well, Iansanity's trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. Okay, there's some corner control. Wow, what a timing! It was the first time he had press crouch and medium kick there.
Yeah,
and he was exactly right on the timing of it.
And no cancel the critical art, wants to save it just in case. Both of these players very, very conservative with their critical art usage. They use the EXs a lot more than they use the critical arts. Jump back OS Tech, getting out of there. Not dealing with the meaty or the throw mix-up.
Ian slowly approaching, trying his own crush counter idea. And I just don't really...
Oh, and he's going to confirm, and there it is! XsK Samurai takes it with the confirm to punish the forward dash from Ian.
I was just going to say, it doesn't seem like Ian needs to take much of a risk in this situation. He can continue to control from the range he was at. And as soon as that sentence began, Ian dashed forward. And you know what? Mikey had exactly the right response to it. And it felt like that happened quite a bit, especially as the match went on. At the start of it, Iansanity went up 2-0. XsK Samurai caught up, went up 3-2. And then, of course, when we were at the break, it was 5-4. After that, it was Iansanity up 7-5. So there were significant stretches of this thing that were led by Iansanity. And yet, of course, it ended up being Mikey, XsK Samurai, who took the whole thing in large part because over the back half of that, he won, let's see, 6 out of 8 games. That's pretty good. You know, that's the mark of somebody who really started to figure things out. So Iansanity going down. XsK Samurai moves on and will play against Christitarian. But let's talk with Ian and James.
Wow, that was a great match. That was very, very close. You were up 5-4 at the break. What do you feel like happened in the second half there?
XsK Samurai, he made a lot of adjustments. Especially, he got me by surprise a lot with supers through my fireballs. So it kind of, he caught me in patterns. So like especially when Chun, when she's in V trigger, she could back fierce fireballs. So I didn't expect the Tatsu to come out. So a lot of those, there's a lot of instances where I was caught off guard by a lot of stuff, and Mikey, he made the adjustments, like, which is great, like especially with the shimmies at the end.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if this were going to keep going, like let's say we extend it to a 1st to 15, what kind of adjustments would you make at this point?
A lot of the adjustments, especially in the beginning of the set, he was pairing air legs, which I tried to make differentiations with like light kick air legs and medium kick air legs. So maybe like throw a little more of those variations to throw off those timings.
Okay. Well, so obviously one of the big themes here is the NorCal versus SoCal. You've been a player for a very long time, since the beginning of Street Fighter 4. How far back does your Street Fighter history go?
I was a scrub way back then in the Arcade Infinity days.
Okay. Shout outs to Arcade Infinity.
I always make this story. People laugh because when I was like back in 09, like the arcades were over there, and Ed Mile used to be over there. So I had just like watched them at Evils, and I was like, I got like starstruck. I was like, oh, it's Ed Mile. It's Ed Mile. And, like my heart started beating a little bit. It's like I didn't know like a top player there before. It's like, oh.
That's awesome. Shout outs again to Arcade Infinity and to Edma, very old school Street Fighter 4 stuff. But how do you feel, being invited here, being asked to represent SoCal? Obviously, you're one of the strongest players now. You do really well at Wednesday night fights consistently. How does that make you feel?
I feel very honored. Like when I first got the message to come here and represent SoCal, I was very excited, very honored. I'm a bit disappointed that I couldn't get the win, but as you say, you gotta grind, man.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question that I'm pretty sure I know your answer to, but who do you think takes it between Mikey and Chris?
You gotta take Chris. SoCal, man.
For sure. All right, thank you. Congratulations. Great job. Great job. It was a great match, and I'm going to bring Mikey here, XsK Samurai, here so I can talk to him a little bit. So good job. Congratulations. That was an awesome set. I so much fun watching that. It's just the footsies, the fundamentals and everything so good. But you obviously said you were going to make some adjustments during the break. What adjustments did you make to take that set?
I think managing my resources. He let me build a lot of fireballs, so I just kept on doing it. And he was playing as if it was Street Fighter 4. And you don't want Ryu to have super or V-trigger and stuff like that, so I just kept them backing up. As long as I had super or I had meter, I was a threat. I could knock him down. So
Nice. So, what do you feel about Ryu versus Chun-Li? How do you feel about that match?
Me and Tokido think that they both can kill each other.
Okay.
But it's hard to say. I think Chun-Li can slightly win. But I think Ryu can win too as well. So.
Okay, cool. Well, shifting gears now, you're going to be going up against Chris Tatarian, who's going to be using Ken. How do you feel about that matchup? Is there anything, are you going to play specifically how to fight Ken, or are you going to have any strategy specifically for Chris?
I played a lot of matches with Ken players online, and I also studied his matches, so I think I'll be ready. So.
Cool. All right. Well, we are going to go and find out who is going to be King of the Hill this weekend. We are going to get a SoCal-NorCal matchup. It's going to be Chris Tatarian versus XsK Samurai. We will be right back.